Most people never cold call. And out of the ones that try, they do it completely wrong and then give up altogether. They end up talking too much, they script every single word that they're saying on the phone, and they even sound like everyone else that's calling these business owners, which leads to them getting hung up on often, which leads to them losing all motivation and drive, and sometimes even having to go back to a job they absolutely hate. Look, cold calling is hard. It's just the truth, but it is the quickest way to make more money ASAP. In fact, I know this is true, not just for me, because I see that time and time again. Look at this guy that sent me a DM on Instagram. I have no idea who he is, but he got a bunch of clients in one day using these principles that I'm going to share with you. And maybe you're even thinking, oh, I just get nervous. I get these butterflies in my stomach. Of course you do. Who in their right mind wakes up in the morning and decides they're going to call random people and get rejected most of the time just for fun? Of course it's going to be painful, but once you figure it out, not only will you be able to get unlimited clients, but you'll actually be able to get so good at sales that once you actually get presentations or sales calls with prospects, you will get so many more clients. I used to cold call people from a phone book from my mom's basement back when I was broke and we were living on government aid and food stamps. And this laid a foundation for the rest of my life. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you provide some kind of value when you're cold calling. Now, in my live cold calling video, the value that I provided was I told them that I already built them a website and I was simply asking them, do they want to see it? Now, look, realistically, I didn't build them anything. I've never seen them. I've never talked to them. I haven't even seen their website. All I did was I just had a list of people and I was cold calling the ones that didn't have a website, or at least that field on my list was empty. If they agreed to it, I would book the meeting the next day, and then all I would do is just import a template. It can be any template you want. And I just put their logo on it that I found on social media. And I said, hey, this is the first draft. It took me less than 5 minutes to do, and I was able to lead with value. Now, even if, let's say they hated the template, which it never happened, but if they didn't like it, I would say, okay, no problem. Tell me out of all these templates or all these samples, which one you like most, and I'll get it recreated. But at least you get your foot in the door and now you're talking to them, which also leads into the next point. You want to have a list of business owners that you can just go down and call these people. Don't sit on Google and then just go down this maps listing. No, you want to have a spreadsheet of people like this, and then you can mark down who answered, who didn't answer, and so forth. And all you're seeing is the phone number, so you can just go down that list and that's it. And most of these lead generator tools will give you their social media profiles, will give you the exact amount of reviews that they have on their Google page or maybe even on their Yelp page, and you can see all that data right on that spreadsheet. And when you do call, you want to mention that. You want to make it seem as custom as possible. You should not have this copy-paste script so you sound like a robot when you're calling every single person. You can mention the number of reviews they have. You can mention their rating on Google. You can mention whether it says that they're closed, and you can even mention whether it says they have a website or they don't have a website, as well as things like Google Pixels or Facebook Pixels or anything else like that. Now, the next thing is going to be your tonality. You do not want to sound like a used car salesman or sound like everyone else that's calling their phone. You want to sound authentic. You want to sound like you are just trying to help. I'm going to give you an example of this. Imagine that you are the business owner here for a second and I was calling you. I said, hey, is this Bob? You said yes. I said, hey, Bob, so this is Pavel. I'm calling in from ABC Web Design Services, and I am just wondering if you would be interested in some kind of website. Click. That's it. He's going to hang up on you. You're speaking in one tone. You're saying some copy-paste message. You're reading off a script. They can feel that. They can feel that energy. Or if they pick up and you say, hey, good afternoon. How are you doing today? And he says, hey, I'm doing great. Awesome. That's great to hear. So I was just calling because I noticed your website was just a little bit outdated and your mobile indexing was set up incorrectly. Click. they're all going to hang up on you. You cannot sound like this. Now, on the other hand of that, if you want these people to actually respond to you, you could check out my other live cold calling video after this video if you haven't seen it already. But my tone is almost like I'm asking questions. You can even start with something that's unprofessional if you're working in a field that's unprofessional. For me, that's home services. If I wanted to, I can call these people and say, yo, is this Bob? And he's way more likely to answer and think that that's one of his customers or even one of his friends. Yeah, so Bob, who's this? Yo, Bob, what's going on, man? Dude, I was just looking at your website and it's insane. I tried to find some kind of projects and you don't even look like a real business. Bob, what's going on, man? Right? This kind of message already sounds much better. Even though it's more unprofessional, that is the new way of cold calling, is sounding like a human being.
If you want everything imported into your account and just copy and paste everything that we've built with a click, you can now do that. It's working like crazy, not just for me, but we've proven that this works for people with all kinds of experience levels and backgrounds. In fact, GoHighLevel themselves rated us the #1 course because of the results that we get for people and the support that we give. I'm gonna show you A to Z how to get clients, deliver results, grow your business, and then even hire employees to run it all for you. I'll even talk to you on Zoom and answer questions to make sure that you succeed. If you want all this for free, go to laptopceo.com or check the link in the description.
So if you are wondering how we're actually making these calls, I'm using this app that's called GoHighLevel. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm outside the US. So I purchased a phone number in whatever state that I want to call in, and then I can call it from a local number. You can call inside your browser like this by putting in the number and then dialing, or what I like to do is use the mobile app right here, and you just simply type that in like this, and then it will start dialing. There's much fancier ways to do this, as you've seen on my channel. Like, we can automate calling one business, second, third, fourth, fifth, until someone picks up, then it stops. However, I want to keep this video very simple and show you the way that I used to do it back in the day, before any softwares, before anything. I would just use my native phone and just call people number after number, and I would just type it in. So you could do it if you're starting from zero, you have no budget, just use your phone and call people. Now, if you want to be super efficient, this is the best way to do it. It looks very complicated, but I promise you it's not. All it's saying is, hey, trigger this. If someone's busy, you hit voicemail, or there's no answer, then just do this. And all it is we're going to wait 1 minute. We're going to automatically text them. We're going to automatically leave them a voicemail. And then we have more fancier replies, right? Did they reply? Yes, no, and so forth. Then we respond back again, SMS 2, voicemail 2, a day later, and so forth. So we have this fancier stuff you can do. Don't need it, but it certainly does help. If you do want to use any of this, GoHighLevel for calling, or you want this fancy automations, there's a free 30-day trial that you can get and just start calling people and start getting clients before your 30-day trial is over. There's a link in the description. You can download all of this. Yo, Bob, so I was just looking up some landscaping services. Dude, I tried to look at like your past projects. Do you have anything that I can look at? Oh, no, I don't have that online. But if you go to my Instagram or blah, 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 let him explain himself. Okay, sounds good, Bob. I mean, look, dude, I'll be honest, like, I saw that and I know how powerful it is to actually just show that online. I actually built you a website. Like, do you want me just to show it to you? I went ahead, man. I like your business. You got some freaking good reviews. I figured you would like this website. Do you want to see it or not? That right there, that pitch, that tone, the way I'm speaking is just simpler. It's more easy to digest. It sounds like I'm just some genuine guy down the street that's just calling him. And you might be thinking, okay, well, what do we say if they already have a website? There's still so much that you can mention, and you can still say that something on it is broken. Now, look, I don't actually look at these websites, but I'll just say that something's broken. If I see a website, typically, and maybe you're like this as well, but maybe in 2 seconds, you can already find something that could be improved. Maybe the image loading speed is terrible. Maybe their phone number is not at the top of the website. Maybe their contact form is off of the padding and it just doesn't look good. Maybe their photos and their gallery is just low quality. Maybe their Facebook Google Pixel is not installed on the website. There are so many things that you can mention. Or you can say something like, yo, Bob, so I was just looking at your site, man. I just found a couple things broken. You guys are still open and you still are in business, right? And then they might respond and say, yes, of course we're open. Of course we're still in business. And what do you mean exactly? And then you can go in and you can say anything. Well, I saw that this pixel wasn't properly installed and it just wasn't really showing up on my phone. So actually what I did, Bob, is I actually built you a brand new site. I don't know if you were looking for it or not, but I wanted just to fix the issue for you, just give you some value up front. Would you be free sometime to look at it? And then you might respond with something, oh, well, I already have a website, or wait, what do you mean you already built it? And you could say, yeah, I mean, you don't have to use it if you want, but I can show you how to fix it on your existing site. And you want to make it low risk for him. Yeah, you don't have to use this new website, but I can even give you some tips on how you can fix it on your existing site. With that, I mean, does that sound good? And then also while you're speaking to him, if you want to reference something, if you're calling people that have websites, literally while it's dialing, just load up his website. And you could say, oh, well, it's great. I see you have your portfolio here on the top. I see you have your phone number right here, and so forth. And so you can mention exact things that are on his website and then just tell him you fixed it or there was some kind of error. And you want to get him on that Zoom call as fast as humanly possible. Book it for tomorrow, book it 2 days after, and then go in and genuinely give him advice on that call, which goes back into providing value. That was the first point that we talked about. Give him a reason to show up on this demo call, right? This Zoom call, this sales call. It shouldn't just be you pitching your services, but it's you giving something. Hey, Bob, so I'm going to do actually a full audit of your website on this meeting, man. I'll take a look at everything you're doing. There's a couple of errors. I'm going to see if I can even get them fixed for you. And by the way, also just to go above and beyond, I'm going to look at all of your competitors' websites and I'm going to just show you them on the call as well. I'll look at all their Google reviews, all of your Google reviews, and I'll even just show you what they're doing, like some of the behind the scenes stuff. Are they advertising on Yelp? Are they advertising on Google or Facebook? And I'll just show you all of that on the call. Does that sound good, Bob? The answer is obviously yes. And I know you're a web designer. You might not want to get into advertising and all of that, and that's fine, but still over deliver. This call that you are booking, this sales meeting, should be so valuable that this business owner is going to sit down and pay full attention. Like, you need to envision that this guy just paid you $50 or $100 just for this one call. And all you're going to do is go in and analyze everything. And this doesn't have to take very long on your part. Just dedicate 10 minutes before your meeting, look at his websites, just pull up a couple competitors, and then often you can just show him, hey, all your competitors have 70 reviews. It seems like you have 10 or 7 reviews. So I would suggest you do this. Just automatically email your clients this review link, do this, do that. And plus also on your website, your phone number is kind of towards the bottom. I filled out this contact form, and you're actually missing out on a lot of leads by not forwarding them to a calendar. You're missing out on leads by not having a live chat on your website, which is just another contact form. And just start saying these things, and he's going to be happy to sign up with you. So the goal of this cold call is not necessarily to sell your services. It's not to sell all the web design. It's not to sell your templates, your high ticket packages. It's more so to sell this demo call, which is where you are going to pitch your services. Make this super valuable for him. And he should feel like you offering this for free is a steal. Then once you're on the demo and you're talking about your services and your websites and your different packages, then you can pitch him your price and he could become your client.